How did your mom try to control your love life? My mom had one rule growing up: never date anyone she didn't approve of. At first, I thought she was joking. Every time I mentioned a boy from school, she'd find something wrong with him. Too lazy, too loud, bad family, no ambition, nobody was ever good enough. By the time I got to college, I stopped telling her about my relationships altogether. Then I met Ethan. He wasn't rich, he wasn't flashy, he worked part-time, studied hard, and treated people better than anyone I'd ever met. For the first time in my life, I felt completely sure about someone. So naturally, I made the mistake of telling my mom. The moment she heard his name, the interrogation started. What did his parents do? How much money did they make? What was his career plan? How much could he provide? It felt less like she was asking about a boyfriend and more like she was interviewing a job applicant. A week later, she invited me to lunch. When I got there, a man I'd never seen before was sitting at our table. My mom smiled and said, "This is Daniel." Daniel was 10 years older than me. He owned multiple businesses, drove an expensive car, and spent the entire meal talking about himself. My mom loved him. I couldn't wait to leave. When we got home, I told her I wasn't interested. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "You'll thank me one day." I wish that had been the end of it. A few days later, Ethan suddenly stopped answering my calls. No texts, no messages, nothing. At first, I thought he was busy. Then 3 days passed. I drove to his apartment completely panicked. When he opened the door, he looked heartbroken. Not angry, heartbroken. I asked him what happened. He hesitated for a long time before finally showing me his phone. There were screenshots, messages from my mother, paragraph after paragraph. She had told him I was only dating him because I felt sorry for him, that I complained about him behind his back, that my family would never accept him. And the worst part? She had signed every message with my name so he'd think they came from me. I felt sick. I called my mom right there. I put the phone on speaker. The second she answered, I asked if she'd sent the messages. She didn't even deny it. She actually said, "I was protecting your future." That was the moment something snapped inside me. Not anger, clarity. I realized she wasn't trying to help me. She was trying to control me. I spent the next week moving out. My mom called nonstop. Voicemails, texts, emails. I ignored everyone. 6 months later, Ethan and I got our own place together. Things aren't perfect, but they're ours. And the funniest part? Last month, my mom finally asked if she could come visit. I told her I'd think about it. Then I left her on red for 3 days.